Dear students, hope you all well. Right, so here I am doing quick revision of our chapter number 2. Chapter number 2 that you already know, cascading style sheet and JavaScript. Okay, that is basically known as CSS. So here you are getting your first MCQ. What is the full form of CSS? The full form of CSS is cascading style sheet. Okay, so next question is why we need this CSS. Okay, so to add and to make our web page dynamic in my particular website, we need to use this concept. Which concept? CSS. And before adding this concept, we need to learn about what is the syntax of the CSS. So here you can see the syntax of the CSS, that is your h1 in curly bracket. You are setting two values, that is your color and green. Okay, h1 that means your selector, color that is basically known as property that we need to set. Okay, and value, with respect to the particular property we need to set a particular value. So this is the syntax of the CSS in examination. Okay, in MCQ, if I am asking what do you mean by h1, this syntax is given to you, h1 in bracket color and green. And if I am asking what do you mean by h1, so h1 basically known as your selector. Now next question is how we can add this CSS. Okay, so whenever you open composer, you know composer. Okay, whenever you open composer, okay, composer is a tool, right? For making website we are using composer. Whenever you open composer, on the composition toolbar, last to second option, that is your CSS editor. Okay, that is basically known as either CSS icon or you can say that CSS editor. So whenever you double click on that CSS editor, so you can see this dialog box. This dialog box is basically known as CSS style sheet dialog box. Okay, on the left hand side you can see sheet and rule. Okay, in sheet and rule, here we have to define our internal style sheet. Okay, so from where we have to define this internal style sheet? So here you can see one drop down menu is there. Okay, whenever you click on this drop down menu, so total h1 to h6 headings are there. If we are setting our CSS very first time, so here we need to set this value. Okay, which value? h1 value. h1 that means your heading 1. Whenever we click on the CS create style rule button, so you can see that as per this dialog box, which dialog box? CSS style sheet dialog box. This dialog box is open, which is already known as CSS style sheet dialog box. And now you can get your internal style sheet that is defined by h1. Okay, so here you are getting selector h1 and total 7 tabs are available on your CSS style sheet dialog box. Here you are getting your second most important MCQ. How many tabs are available on CSS style sheet dialog box? So total 7: general, text, background, border, box, list and order. As you know, to make our web page dynamic we are using this concept. So whenever here you are getting h1 in this internal style sheet, so here you are getting selector h1, and whenever you press OK button, then again in this style sheet now you can add CSS as per your choice. So here whenever I click on the text button, so you can see here, you can see set here font family. In this font family, unspecified and predefined. So in predefined you can set any of the font. Okay, here you can set font style also, font weight also, case 2 cases are available, upper and lower case. Then after you can set alignment. Okay, so here you are after doing this, here you are getting preview how your CSS is looks like. Okay, then after whenever we click on the background button, so as per this figure, okay, you can set the background. In background you are getting two options. First one that is your color and second one that is your image. If you want to set color, so here by pressing this button, okay, you can set color. Okay, so whenever you press this button, so as per this figure you can set a color that is basically known as hexadecimal code color. So whatever color you want to set, choose the particular color. So that particular color is here, you can set a particular color. Okay, then after if you want to set image, opacity means what? Okay, transparency of the particular color. Okay, so here you can set image also if you want to set background image. So here you are getting one option, choose file. So whenever we click on the choose file, so whatever images are available in our PC, so that particular image you can set, and preview you can see here. So whenever we press OK button, so here you can set the preview of the color, either background color or background image. Okay, and then whenever you click on the OK button, so as per this figure you can set your particular CSS. In this whole code is given to you: border, font family, then after text alignment, then after text transform, means whatever cases you are using, either uppercase or either lowercase, and here background color, see here hexadecimal code, right? And whenever we press on the OK button, so now your CSS will be ready to use. Okay, the next step is we need to go to the composer menu, composer window, and here body text, here body text, if we are selecting heading 1, which is generally refer to this H1. Okay, so now your CSS will be ready to use, and whatever text you want to enter, either your name, either school name, either Gujarat tourism, whatever text you want to enter, so you can enter, and then after, now your CSS will be ready to use. So this is what regarding your CSS. Second most important topic is your JS basically known as JavaScript. Okay, whenever we want to perform alerting prompting in our particular document, in our web page, so here we are using this concept, and this concept is known as JavaScript. JavaScript basically developed by most important MCQ, Netscape Navigator, right? So how to make JavaScript, that you also know. So for that, first of all, again we need to open Composer. After opening Composer, from here we need to take one new blank document. After taking this new document, here from form icon, okay, from drop down menu, we need to set a form, means which kind of the form we are setting. Here one label is given to you, that is your name. Then after, with respect to this name, here text box is given to you, that is your name, and here I am defining one submit button. Okay, after this what we need to set? Okay, we need to click on form properties dialog box. So whenever you click here, okay, here form window is again divided by two categories. This is your form window and this is your editor window. Okay, so whenever we click on the form button, so this dialog box is open from properties dialog box. In this form properties dialog box, we need to define form name. You can set form name by JS1, JS2, JS3 as per your choice. Okay, so here by default value is given to you, that is your JS2. In action URL we need to set js2.html and method. Okay, whenever we are defining any web page, so at that time most important question, okay, we need to set which method? So post method. And then after, we need to click on this button, this is your advanced edit button. So whenever we click on the advanced edit button, so here we can set advanced property editor dialog box, okay, which consists three tabs, HTML attributes, inline style, and third one, that is your JavaScript event. Here we are defining JS, so we need to click on the third event, that is what called your JavaScript event. So whenever we click on the JavaScript event, here you can see attribute and value. Attribute here on submit. Okay, why on submit? Because we are here defining already submit button. Okay, so here you are getting on submit attribute, which is automatically. And here we need to set value. Okay, value that is in the form of the function. So here we are setting one function, that is your return space validate form. Make sure that form F, that is always in capital letter. Okay, whenever we click on the OK button, now we need to add script dialog box. Okay, and in script tag we need to write here, this is automatically added while you click on the script tab. Okay, so here after title and slash title, we need to add one tag, that is your which tag? Script and slash script. And in between script and slash script, we need to write that function which is already here defined, that is validate form. So here we need to write function validate form. Okay, we need to take one variable to store value. Which value? This value. Okay, this text box value. Okay, so this text box name is name, so here we need to write the value. Okay, where x is equal to document, that means my composer window, JS2, that means my this form name. Then after dot name, name, that means my this text box value, and then after I need that text box value, so here I am selecting value. Now we need to check if x equal to null or x equal to double quotation, that means null. Null means left blank. Right now this text box contains no any value, so in this case we need to set if x equal to null and x equal to null. Okay, so here we need to write alert, please enter the name, and then after we need to set focus document.js2.name. Here now instead of value we need to write down focus, and then after we need to set the value false. Okay, once your JavaScript will be ready, so on the browser you can run the particular JavaScript. Okay, so this is what regarding JavaScript. Here you are getting lots of MCQ regarding JavaScript to see, so please refer each and every MCQ, right? And regarding chapter number 3, so chapter number 3, that is what called your creating simple website with the use of School Plaza. So by making this website we are using one tag, that is your table and slash table. Okay, and with the use of this tag we can set here horizontal line. Okay, see, this is your table. Okay, how to create a table? So for that we need to insert a table. So whenever we click on the table, insert table, so insert table dialog box is open. In that dialog box again 3 tabs are available. First one quickly, second one precisely, and third one cell, right? So if you want to set 1 by 1 table, so you need to set only one cell, 2 by 2, so with as per your requirement you can set a table. If you want to do some general properties, so you can set by clicking right click table properties. Again you can set here border, spacing, padding and all these things. So this is what regarding how we can set a particular table. Okay, if you want to set any lines in between the table, okay, as per this figure here categories is given to you, so for that concept you can set horizontal line. So this is what regarding your particular how to create a web page with the use of this table concept. Again here also you are getting lots of MCQ. PDF is already uploaded on our school's app, so please refer that PDF. Make sure that while you are doing and while you are writing your paper, okay, in OMR sheet, make sure that mention your class, division. Okay, for example 12E1, so you need to do circle on K, 12E2, so that means L, and make sure that do proper circle, right? Wish you all the best for tomorrow's exam.